Winter had come early to the island of Sodor. The engines were working hard and trying not to let the snow beat them. Most of the engines hated snow, but certain engines like Donald and Douglas were used to it. Soon, the engines had to have all their snowplows fitted, and they didn't like it one bit. "This snowplow is making me uncomfortable," grumbled James. "A splendid red engine like me doesn't deserve this silly treatment." "I agree," put in Percy. "We shouldn't have to do all the work." "A great Western engine like me shouldn't have to shiver," agreed Duck. "Snow is silly soft stuff, plain and simple," Thomas puffed. Gordon didn't pity the 4 engines one bit. "Huh! You all overreact to your silly little snowplows being fitted on you," he huffed grandly. "An important engine like me doesn't have to worry about wearing my snowplow one bit. It's easy work. Donald and Douglas taught me that." "You must have been working with those 2 engines a little too much, then," put in James. "Surely you would hate the snow like the rest of us." "Nope," boasted Gordon. "I love the snow." Just then, one of the workmen came to see Gordon. "Bad news, number 4, he said, shaking his head. "Your snowplow is damaged. Sir Topham Hatt has ordered a new snow machine to work with you for a while. The snow machine is waiting at Tidmouth Harbor." Gordon didn't like the sound of this one bit. "A snow machine? Oh, the indignity." James just laughed at Gordon, and so did the 3 tank engines. "I thought you liked the snow," laughed Thomas. "I do," began Gordon, "but snow machines are too big for me. Seriously, they're my biggest limit." You know what?" "What?" "I'll show you that I can push a big snow machine just as well as a regular old snowplow. Just you wait and see." And with that, Gordon moved away. Gordon soon arrived at Tidmouth Harbor. The big crane was unloading a big rail vehicle on the tracks. He had a large cab and a big snow blower at the front, as well as a cow catcher. "Hello," the snow machine said. "You must be Gordon." Gordon said nothing as a small heap of snow fell from the roof of the crane onto his smoke box. "Well," he began, "what shall I call you?" "Aha! I'll call you Snowy." "Wait, what?" spluttered the snow machine. "I don't want to be called that. That sounds embarrassing." Gordon just scoffed. "Too bad," he snorted. "I think it's a great name for a machine like you. Now let's get going. I just want to get the work done and never work with you ever again." And Gordon buffered up to Snowy. And they set off. It was hard work. There were big drifts of snow everywhere, and Gordon and Snowy had to work extra carefully. They even passed Spencer, and he got covered in a huge blanket of snow from Snowy's blades. "Hey, watch it, Gordon," he called out. "Sorry, Mr. Silver Snowman," laughed Gordon. "Do you know him?" asked Snowy. "Oh, yes I do," Gordon said. "Once he ran out of water and I had to pull him." "I know a big diesel engine who was once ordered to work with me, and he was just like your friend," told Snowy. "He got stuck in a heap of snow while working with me." Gordon laughed. "Maybe Snowy's not so bad after all," he thought to himself. Soon they saw a very big snowdrift by Henry's tunnel. "Let's charge the snow, Gordon," said Snowy. "Ready?" "Ready!" Gordon tooted, and they charged for the snow. It was hard work, but they knew they couldn't give up. Just then, Donald and Douglas passed by the other berth of the tunnel. They got covered in the snow that Snowy was blasting. "Hey, look out! There's no boat!" whistled Donald. "Sorry," yelled Snowy, but they were out of earshot. Then, it happened. As Gordon and Snowy were about to charge for the last pile of snow, it flew into the air in front of them. there was a big pile of snow above them, and all of a sudden, there was a loud rumble. Oh no, gulped Gordon. The snow fell onto Gordon and Snowy. They were stuck. Help! They cried from beneath the snow, but no one could hear them. Gordon's driver went to call for help, but the telephone poles were down. Then they heard the chugging of an engine. Who's that? Asked Snowy. I don't know, replied Gordon. We'll just have to wait and see just who it is. The engine chugging by was James. When he saw Gordon's predicament, he laughed. I thought a big engine like you would like the snow, but it seems that the snow doesn't like you, he chuckled. Gordon sighed. Go on, tease me all you want, but if me and my new friend Snowy here don't get out of here, we'll be frozen up like an igloo. James now felt sorry for Gordon and Snowy. He knew Gordon was right, so he went to fetch some help. Hang in there, Big G! I'm going for help! At first, Gordon didn't like how James called him Big G, but then he remembered when he called Snowy, Snowy, and he didn't like it. He decided to ask Snowy if he liked being called that. Well, admitted Snowy, I hated the name at first. My actual name is Elliot, but after today's events, I think that the nickname Snowy is good after all. I'm sorry if I started out on the wrong wheel with you, Elliot, apologized Gordon. I didn't think I'd like working with a snow machine as I liked snowplows better. However, when we were working together, I thought you were one of the greatest friends I have ever made. Aw, thanks, Gordon, smiled Snowy. That's one of the nicest things you've ever said to me. You're legitimately the first entrant who's ever been kind to me. Gordon couldn't help but feel warm. He laughed and he began to talk about his adventures with Snowy, until James arrived with Terrence, Rocky, and Jack. Sir Topham Hatt was on board. Gordon, he said, you have proven yourself to be a strong and able worker when clearing the snow. You are once again a really useful engine. Oh, thank you, sir, said Gordon, but I couldn't have done it without my new friend Elliot, otherwise nicknamed Snowy the Snow Machine. Snowy beamed.